Welcome to the Recipe Entertainment Podcast, episode 500, which is insane to me, but here we are, 500. Shout out to all of y'all who recently subscribed also to the channel. I just want to say, because at the same time that I reached 500 podcasts, I reached 500 subscribers here on YouTube, which is awesome. Shout out to everybody who's been, members since number one. Jumped on in between and just got on board now. I appreciate it. It's crazy. But here we are, 500 episodes. And man, from episode 1 to 500, I would say, I feel like in many ways I'm the same dude, but in so many ways I've changed though, especially when it comes to, I'm talking about, video games and everything like that, the outlook on things. And even from episode 1 to 500, the things we were talking about and in between, it's so different now from then. The whole industry, like, it's crazy. It's a insane shift that happened in between these 500 episodes. I mean, the whole Nintendo. Then look, it started in the Wii U. Then we had Nintendo Switch. Before that there was all the NX hype. Then we got the Nintendo Switch, and then Switch 2. There's been upgrades to PC, video quality, new Xbox consoles, all of that. Like, it's just been a lot that happened in this 500 span of just yapping, talking about this thing that I love, man, video games. And a big part of that was her right there, Samus Aran, and Super Mario. You know what I'm saying? Those are two of the catalysts, and never forget the Knight in Red Knight, Link. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, those are the characters that led me to want to always be running my mouth about this thing that I love called video games. And today is going to be no different because, look, I started, with this love for Super Mario and Metroid and Zelda, and hoping that one day we get to the point where, we get some movies and things like that. And we're here now, you know what I mean? And today we're going to talk about the Super Mario Galaxy movie, the movie to this game, which I don't like saying the movie to this game because it makes it seem like it's going to be an adaptation, and there's nothing to adapt here other than vibes and scenery, because when it comes to story, for the most part, they're going to do something completely original, I believe. But we're going to talk about that. It's going to be, a lot of discussion. We're going to talk about Metroid because there's new news on Metroid, y'all. Brand new news, right? And I'm just, look, I'm live. I'm going to be all over the place with the conversations. Y'all can chime in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't need to send super chats in order for me to read your comments. But if you do choose to send a super chat, I also appreciate that, since now my channel is, capable of receiving those. So, who will be the first? We'll see. We'll find out. But, man, it's a lot going on. Nintendo just dropped the short, and I feel like that was a little short. Should I start on that short because that's the latest news? I probably will. That wasn't even part of, the schedule. But why not? Before we get into this Mario movie thing, it's only appropriate we start with this little short that Nintendo just put out that it looks like it stars Princess Peach, but it's not. Look, instantly when this thing popped up on YouTube, I was like, oh, what the hell is that? I thought it was, like Baby Peach or something. So I just clicked it. And instantly when it started playing, I was like, oh, this is one of those, like the kid side of YouTube, the videos Nintendo does on that side. And a lot of those videos are super successful, like the Pikmin shorts that came out on the eShop back on Wii U. And a lot of us, paid to watch those. Like, what was it? Like $20, I think, for those shorts. It was like 3 of them. But they were good. To me, they were worth it at the time. I got those on my Wii U. But those shorts have been uploaded to YouTube, and they've gotten millions and millions of views. So I'm not surprised that Nintendo, who has a Nintendo's pictures, would have now little shorts like that coming out and feeding, the algorithm. And I mean, it just brings awareness to Nintendo product even though that was very not, um, you know, pointed directly at any IP, except for the fact that it was instantly when I watched it, I was like, oh, that's Pikmin music. Instantly. And then you see the little invisible Pikmin. I'm just thinking, okay, so this is either just a short, like I said, because those shorts been doing numbers for Nintendo, or this is also more than just a short, and it's Nintendo teasing uh an ability, invisible Pikmin. And maybe when we play in the game, they won't be invisible. You know what I'm saying? It'll be like Casper, almost like see through. You know what I mean? Like transparent Pikmin. Invisible, and you could use that to sneak around enemies, and then they'll be like, there's gonna be some Splinter Cell in our future Pikmin game. Maybe it was that teasing that, a new Pikmin ability. That's what I thought, because I'm like, what is an invisible Pikmin? Are Pikmin invisible? Is that what they're implying? So when we playing, if there was a human walking around these batteries or cell phones that we find in these games, they wouldn't see us. Like they wouldn't see a Olimar running around. That's weird. I think that's weird, if that's the way it is. But there's no real, confirmation of that. But yeah, it was just like a little cute Pikmin short, and it was a Pikmin short without saying it was a Pikmin short. But anyone who knows Pikmin and plays the games instantly heard the music, was like, yeah, that's Pikmin. And then you know what Pikmin are, and you see what's happening in that teaser. And it was in that teaser, that short. And that short, it was cute. Like a little girl learning to walk, then the mother walking in and seeing her, and she's still trying to get the damn pacifier, and you still see it moving. You see little Pikmin, like silhouettes at a point in the background, like walk by. Like I thought it was a yellow Pikmin, but the thing is, you see a lot of blocks and stuff moving around, so it could have been anything moving around. But clearly, it was all Pikmin related. It was cool. Like I don't think there is anything more to add to this, other than yeah, it was cool. But that's all it really was in my mind. So yeah, I haven't really dived deep on the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Now y'all know I loved the Mario movie. I thought that movie was perfect. A Mario movie that was nothing like that original Mario movie, which wanted to be whatever Hollywood wanted it to be. This was respectful of the IP. It told the story it needed to tell. They did a lot of cool stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that they went, because when I even talked about it before, I was like, like the whole saving Peach thing, like you don't need to do that. Because in Mario 2, Peach was running around. So they went that route, and you had Donkey Kong and Toad and all these characters doing their thing. You had the Mario Kart big ending, which before it came out, I was saying that got to be the climax of the movie, like a big Mario Kart moment, right? Because every, movie has a chase sequence, so what better chase sequence than Mario Kart? So when that happened, I was like, yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just perfect to me. It was everything that I was hoping. And listen, one of the podcasts, one of the 500, I literally talk about that. And this is when the movie was first announced, before we even seen anything. Instantly, I was like, yo, they got to do Mario Kart in that movie. So to me, it was like, I'm not just saying it like just to say it. Like to me, it was genuinely a perfect Mario movie, a first Mario movie. So now we get into the second movie. And there's been this narrative of it's too soon. It's way too soon for this. Like for Galaxy, what happened to Super Mario World? What happened to, and it's like, I think we should just get to it. And I'm glad that we just get into it. Peach in that movie did the whole beautiful scene with the fire flowers, and there's many, galaxies out there and all that. That whole scene just gave you vibes of Mario Galaxy. We all, even in my review, which you can watch on the channel, like I talked about, yeah, like that felt like it just straight up teased Mario Galaxy. You had a Luma in it. Why would there be a Luma there? But I've always wondered, why was there Luma, here in the first place with Peach? But then the storybook makes you think like, yo, it's a lot. I don't even want to talk about the storybook, because the storybook right now, I'm going through it on the on the new game releases, Well, I mean, it is a new game release, but Galaxy 1 and 2. And so the new storybook stuff, it's intriguing to say the least. And I want to get through all of it before I even say anything about it. But yeah, there was a Luma in Galaxy, not Galaxy, one in Mario 1, the movie. And now in 2, they're going to do Galaxy. So it makes sense to me. There was enough connections to, the actual Galaxy games to warrant them And I don't even want to say Russian. It ain't Russian. It's just them choosing to do Galaxy next. Because they could choose to do Super Mario World next if they wanted to. There's nothing stopping them from taking that name and doing something that's more Mushroom Kingdom based and not, otherworldly. And then they can choose to do Odyssey, and they could be very, very, very adventure heavy across the entire Super Mario world. You know what I mean? So it's to me fine to just start with, Galaxy. Now I've already talked about this on the podcast on Patreon, but I just wanted to mention here because I mean we live. The comments is, the comment section is open. I want to know who you would cast as Rosalina because I got my picks. Because and it's based completely on voices. It's not even. I mean, it is. You could say based on popularity because they're popular enough for their voices to resonate with me to be like, yo, I hear those two voices with Rosalina. So for me, it was super popular, super famous Scarlett Johansson, and I'm gonna tell you why, and Priyanka Chopra because their voices are very. I feel like they're they have a like a not even raspiness, like a airiness to them, but strength behind them. And I feel like Rosalina should have that. And if you ever watch like her with Scarlett Johansson, she literally is good at playing with her voice. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure she's done animation and all that. So those two voices to me are the kind of voices that I see coming out of Rosalina. And while Peach voice, I thought it was perfect. Like, yeah, that sounds like Peach. Like, I would want her to sound way better than the Mario. Like, yeah, I didn't want her to sound like that in the movie. So I felt like the voice that they did give her was, perfect. And I felt like that with Mario too. Like, so many people had a lot to say about Mario, but I thought his voice was amazing. And I love that in episode 500, I'm talking about Mario right now because I know a lot of people got a lot to say about how I say Mario. Ha, yeah, you're gonna hear that a lot today. But anyway, yeah. So those are my two picks. You let me know who you got, and even if you're watching after the live, you listening to this, let me know. Who you would want, and straight up based off voice. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who it is. Like it's just based off the way they sound. Like in your head, like oh yeah, I picture that actor, playing the role. Like, shoot, we ain't even talking about this other movie, but I'm assuming in the next 2 months, within the next 2 months, we're gonna get the announcement of who's playing Ganondorf, right? If he's in the movie, which I'm assume they're gonna hit all the tropes in the first movie. Why not do, obviously the Triforce properly and have one of the wielders of a piece of it. So when you cast, power, it got to be right, and that involves a visual thing too. It's not just voice. So when people are like, "Oh yeah, they should get this guy, they should get that guy," and it just be people like you actually see Ganondorf when you look at that person, and it goes deeper than just like a race because there's a debate about that right now, and I don't know what's the debate. All we know is Gerudo, so it's clearly what the casting should be. Look, for me, I'm gonna just go with Stringer Bell himself, Idris Alba. Because he's popular enough. You already got the two unknown, fairly unknowns. And yeah, I mean Zelda's super unknown. But yeah, I say somebody like Idris Alba would be perfect to me. But I'm talking in makeup and everything. Like, I want the green tones like Ocarina of Time on him too. Like all of that. Like but I just think he has the voice, the gravitas to be able to do it. And, Idris Alba, beefing with some little kids. Again, it's like, yo, full circle wire shit. Like, it just comes all back around. So for me, that would be my pick. But we ain't talking about Zelda right now. But we'll see what happens when they cast Ganondorf. If they cast Ganondorf, because, again, they could just go CGI, Belrog it all up and say, this is just... Ganon, you know what I'm saying? And they'd be like, okay, so that's what it is. Um, I think when we let's go back to the Mario movie. I think when we talking about casting, right? Before we move on from casting and stuff, we got to consider also who gonna be the players. We heard rumors of Wario and Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. makes sense because he's a part of Galaxy, so why not? And you already have Bowser doing that. Introduction would be good with Yoshi, obviously, because I think this galaxy is going to be a celebration of all of Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. So that's why Yoshi was teased in the first movie. It all goes, hand in hand. And I think it's almost certain that there's going to be a co-star in the movie, like a main co-star, not just Luigi, Peach, Mario, like another one, not Toad, a new one that's going to be with the game. And I think it's going to be a Luma, not just Rosalina, because I know so many people think, oh, Rosalina. Like, I don't think Rosalina is going to be around for the entirety of the movie. They could go that route, but I don't think that'll be the case. I think she'll have a lot, in the sense of the overarching story of it, and then play a major role in the later half of the movie. But she obviously has to play a role at the beginning too, because the whole breathing in outer space and all that, that's the whole thing. Yeah, I think there's definitely gonna be a Luma with the crew, and it's gonna have a voice, just like the Luma did in the first movie. And I think that was to warm the audience up to, the Luma talking, which is weird because all the Lumas talk, and that's what they do. So yeah, um, a Luma co-star, I think that's gonna happen. And if it does happen, remember I said it, because I mean Mario had the Luma in his hat and everything. It might be that little pink gold peach Luma. I think if there was gonna ever be a added character to the gang, you know what I mean, to the good guys, it's gonna be a Luma. Why not? It's Mario Galaxy. A Luma is already a part of it. You have Peach hugging the Luma, and again Mario with the Luma, Rosalina, all the Lumas, the Luma in the first movie. So I think co-star Luma makes perfect sense. So that's just something I'm throwing out there for when we get that official full trailer. Um, I want them to pay off, honestly, for me, because it kind of irked me when Mario started putting all the mushrooms in Luigi's plate. He ain't like the mushrooms. And it's like, even eating them, the Mushroom Kingdom mushrooms, he was like, yeah. So hopefully in the second movie, somehow, some way, maybe he actually has a fondness for mushrooms now. It's like he's used to, being in the Mushroom Kingdom and all that. That'll be cool. Or maybe they'll just keep it like, yo, in the movies, he straight up just can't stand mushrooms. He uses them, he gets the power ups, but he don't like them. You know. Um, what else? Let's talk about Bowser real quick, because Bowser, from what I'm guessing we all understand as viewers, is he's still in the jar, right? Like Mario promised that to Peach, right? And it was a cute little payoff of all of the conversation early in the movie, and he's still in the jar. So Bowser Jr., it'll probably be a thing where he got Bowser's fleet, and he's gonna try to get uh you know Koopa back, man, the king himself. And that's a cool story. Maybe he gets Wario in order, because he's a thief, in order to help him sneak there and steal, Bowser back, because they'll probably assume, oh, a Wario is probably like Mario and Luigi's friend, especially if they're around doing something else. If they tied in where they're already doing the galaxy thing, and now they're infiltrating the Mushroom Kingdom in order to get, Bowser back. That'll be a cool thing. They could do that in the first 20 minutes of the movie. That'll be mad fun. But I think Bowser definitely has to have a role in the movie, because he played such a big role in the success of that movie. And I'm talking Jack Black too, like the whole role. Like the whole role. Like that was something where he embodied the whole thing, and really became Bowser, man. And the song was super popular. Love the song. Obviously. Who didn't? I mean, people without a pulse, maybe. I don't know. That was such an awesome moment. And seeing that song go number one was mad funny. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? That's crazy. But I mean, Tenacious D makes perfect sense to me. Like, I was like, it was a banger. It was a banger. Will they top that? I think so. Why not? I could see other characters singing too. I don't want it to turn full musical, but it could happen, where another character has a song. Maybe it'll be Bowser Jr. and Wario sing something. Who knows? There'll be a duet of all the villains singing. Maybe that'll be the theme of the Mario movies. The villains are always gonna sing. I could see something like that happening. That'll be funny. Um, let's talk real quick before we move on to soundtrack and characters that I want in it, that are from the actual game. I want to talk about must-have power-ups. Look, I did this for the first movie, and I was like, "Yo, Tanuki Mario got to have a big moment in the movie." That's my favorite Mario. It happened. Obviously, I feel like that's not like, oh, such a great prediction. Like you're gonna do a Mario movie, you better do Tanuki Mario like straight up from the start. And then the crazy thing that they did was they made Peach Fire Peach. They never made Mario Fire Mario, and they made Donkey Kong Fire Donkey Kong, and it was fire. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. And what other powers did you have? You have the shrinking mushroom. You had the Cat Mario. Cat Mario was a amazing choice because it's one of the best power ups in the history of Mario games. And yeah, anybody who's saying otherwise is smoking something because it's just super fun to play with Cat Mario and just pounce into enemies and run up walls and then dive onto like it was amazing, and it is amazing whenever it pops up in the game, like in Bowser's Fury, amazing. Like that, keeping Cat Mario and Tanuki Mario is the way to go. As your power ups in that game. But yeah, let's get to the power ups that I want in the sequel. Right now, this is not saying that the ones from the first movie can't pop up in this movie. You know what I'm saying? This is not saying that at all. All right, so the superstar was in the first movie, but it was the superstar. And the way and in Mario 1, I know why they did it the way they did it, because in Mario 1, when you get the superstar, that was like the best thing you can get in that game. That was the ability. You felt like the man. The music got you super hyped. So of course they gave that the big moment at the end of the movie for them to, defeat Bowser and all that. That was great. That was perfect. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. But um, what I was gonna say, I still wanted in Galaxy One, and I wanted to play a role maybe earlier in the movie, just because it was the big payoff thing in the first movie. I want to see it utilized like early in the first movie. And then after that, it's like, yeah, now they got other abilities to depend on. Maybe it's a scene at the beginning in the Mushroom Kingdom and they use a superstar. But then it's like, yeah, you don't see the superstar no more. Or maybe like you see it at the end of the movie, but not really like it can't, I don't know, it can't be the ending thing of the movie again. So yeah, I feel like it being at the beginning would be the way to go. Now, for me, B Mario, and I mean when you think of Mario Galaxy, B Mario is Mario Galaxy. It's just what it is. It's something where it's like you can't make a movie called Mario Galaxy and not do the B Kingdom. I want to see the Queen. I want that kingdom like straight up. I want the piece that little ass B Kingdom that you see in Galaxy now. They look so small now when you playing it again, but expanded upon. Like I want that area, like seen almost that piece where you always land on and start, but then expanded upon in the movie and have the Queen in the background and everything. But yeah, I want B Mario for sure. Cloud Mario. I always think of Cloud Mario too when I think of Mario Galaxy because that was like the major ability of Galaxy 2. Which I haven't played Galaxy 2 yet in HD at all, so I can't wait to do that. So yeah, Cloud Mario. I want that for the end of the movie, the end thing. I want the flight ability, the red and black, because that was a big deal when you got that in. Well, I mean, big deal. I mean, kind of like it was just a cool thing to get at the end. I feel like it could have been utilized a lot more. But in the movie, yeah, I would love to see the flight suit, the red and black flight suit from Galaxy One. Yoshi's in the movie, so of course I would love for them to touch on the like horror theme and do the glowing Yoshis. That could be a Luigi scene. You know what I'm saying? Where he's going through some horror thing again. It'll just be funny if it's like, yo, every time Luigi got to deal with something horror, it's like, why not? You know, he's Luigi's Mansion. It is what it is. So he'll have the glowing Yoshi scene. That'll be mad fun. And of course, Boo Mario. I think Mario has to do the Boo and has to pop up on Luigi. Luigi got to get scared of that, but then they both become Boos and start running around and doing all that stuff. They might even throw out a like Mario, you dead joke. Like yo, that'll be mad funny. Like I'm just thinking about it in my head. Like Luigi asking, they're like, oh Mario, no, you die. Like yo, he's like, nah, it's a mushroom, dude. Like it's a Boo mushroom. That'll be mad funny. I'm laughing about it right now. Uh, Spring Mario. Spring Mario is I could just see that already in the movie. Like I think that's even out of all the abilities, like there's no debate. Spring Mario is gonna be the one. You know what I mean? That's guaranteed to be in the movie. And I mean, Spring Mario had key art for crying out loud for the first Galaxy game with Mario wrapped up in it. So I could see that. And then finally, we didn't get no Fire Mario in the first movie. So yeah, why not do that in Galaxy in a sequel? Because if you remember Galaxy, they always did like the fire and ice stages, and the fire suit is a giant part of that. Ice skating on the ice is a giant part of that. So it's like I want to see them do like the fire and ice for something. And I know they can't do everything. But damn it, it's a sequel. You gave the rules in the first movie, the mushrooms, the power. Just in case there was somebody out there who never played a Super Mario game, you gave the rules. And now they know the rules. There's mushrooms that give you abilities. They don't need to explain nothing. You could transform into whatever. This dude turned into a cat. He turned small. He turned into a flying goddamn. I don't know what they thought. They probably thought he was a raccoon or something. You know, he's a flying squirrel. Like, nah, that's a whole different suit. But like yo, he turned into Tanuki. He had a super power suit that just made him like crazy rainbow power. Like, yo, it was explained. So now in the second movie, you could just be spamming power ups just to do super fun action set pieces while also still pushing the narrative, which again doesn't have to be crazy deep. You know, I don't know why people expect like, oh yeah, Mario. I'm going over. I'm going to see a Super Mario movie, a kid friendly family movie, with the expectation that I'm going to see a Martin Scorsese movie or a Christopher Nolan movie. Like it's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like people will be like, oh yeah, you know, the story was so thin. Like you mean Mario? It was like the perfect story to tell in the first movie. You know, and now they can, you know, go beyond and all that. Um, yeah, so Fire Mario, Ice Mario, those are my last ones. So that's a Superstar, B Mario, Cloud, Flight, Glowing Yoshi. I mean, Yoshi kind of counts as a power up in itself. You know what I'm saying? Boo Mario, Spring Mario, Fire Mario, Ice Mario. And my giant request, look, if it were up to me, the whole movie would be the soundtrack of Galaxy. Any scene, any level of feelings that you want background music for, you have it in the Galaxy soundtrack. From, you know, Cosmic Cove, which is one of my favorite, to Gusty Garden, which better than being the trailer to the damn movie. It's basically the theme of Mario Galaxy. Oh man, to see Gusty Garden in the actual movie, oh, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. But there's a song that needs to be in there that's not a Mario song, and that's the Queen song from the infamous Mario Galaxy trailer. And why is that? Because when I think of Mario Galaxy and I think of the trailer to that game, I don't think of any Nintendo official trailer. I remember when whoever made that trailer uploaded that trailer back in the day. I remember sitting there watching that trailer and thinking, watching this trailer, don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. And it was like, you know, exactly how I felt about that game. It was like the perfect song to go with that trailer. And then that trailer was cut incredibly great. You know what I'm saying? Like incredibly great. It's just an iconic trailer. So yeah, I want that song in the movie somewhere. It has to be. Hell, I wouldn't even mind if it was in the trailer to the movie. just because I love that old Mario Galaxy trailer. Man, whoever made that trailer, bro, that was the definition of masterpiece. Like to go and like recreate that trailer now with the 4K version of Mario Galaxy would be incredible with the song and everything. Like it would be so fire because it's just a legendary trailer. And that song, I think of that song and Galaxy like hand in hand. And it's the thing now where I heard that song before that trailer, years before. But after that trailer, every time I hear that song, I think of Mario Galaxy. So yeah, I would want that song in the damn game. Now, um, what else? What else? I guess the last thing I'll mention is next year when we sit down to watch that movie. The thing I'm gonna be mostly excited about, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like when I went to see the first movie, I was so excited. Legitimately, I was so excited. I was like, yo, I'm finally gonna see the proper Super Mario movie that I've always wanted. I always wanted it to be animated. I never wanted it to be live action. I always wanted a live action Metroid, Zelda movie. I never wanted a live action Mario. So I was getting the perfect movie. And now for the sequel, what I'm most excited about, I just mentioned. I'm excited to see the teaser to The Legend of Zelda in front of the Mario movie. I'm going to be more excited about that than actually watching the damn Mario movie. And it's not because I think the teaser is going to be like a full trailer. Nah, I don't think it's going to be that at all. But it's Zelda. It's Zelda. And I don't know how to put this. Win, lose, or draw, I guess. No matter what happens, I will not let my excitement wane for the idea that the director of The Last Apes, the director of the three amazing Maze Runner movies, got the keys to make Zelda. And from what I've seen of casting already, I'm happy with. So I'm real happy with. So like legit happy with. And now it's just a thing of, oh, you're waiting to see what it actually is. But right now, oh yeah, nothing deters from the hype. The hype for me for this movie is equal to a video game. Like a new Zelda game coming out, mainline Zelda game coming out. I'm super hyped for that. And I'm thinking it's gonna be the best thing ever all the time. I'm never thinking like, oh, this thing is gonna be trash. This thing is gonna be I don't go into my favorite IPs thinking it's gonna be whack. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason why when I got Metroid Other M, I ain't care what the reviews were saying. I ain't believe now. I said, I'm a see for myself. And then I saw, and I was like, they were right. God damn it. But anyway, like that's just the way I'm going into the Zelda movie. Like super excited. Not having no kind of, I don't know, like preconceived ideas of what it needs to be. Got it. Like I want to see Zelda when I look at the movie. Like, okay, I see what they're doing. Okay, that's Zelda, that's Zelda. But I'm not gonna hold the movie hostage to Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, Timeline, Breath of the Wild, Skyward Sword, Wind Waker. I'm not holding it to nothing. I'm gonna just say this is the Legend of Zelda. We know the rules, power, courage, wisdom. We know the themes. We know the settings. We know the sound. We know every, like all these little things. Whether the sword glows blue, whether Link is super strong, so now he can shoot out beams. If he get shot by an arrow, and all of a sudden his sword loses the ability to shoot out beams, we as the gamer, we know, oh yeah, because he low on health right now. he just took a goddamn arrow to the shoulder. Like it's like, yo, you see, they know the rules of the game. When he was good, the sword had all its power, and that was like less when he hurt. Like they connected. They could go that route. There's so much they could do, right? And I just wanted to just follow the rules, like just play within the realm of the rules. I always say if you're gonna do something, Alien Earth, for example, if you're gonna play in the universe of something, as long as you're not sitting there and just flipping over tables and not caring about like rules and laws that we done made out, like you could play within stuff. And it could be like, all right, yeah, I could take it in because at the end of the day, it's all fantasy, sci-fi. So it's like we could go many places. It's just like don't completely just utterly shit on what came before and the rules set that the universe has built. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, this alien doesn't bleed acid. Like this face hugger, we could just easily just like don't you can't. You know what I mean? Like just start changing everything up. So it's like, yeah, you could take giant swings and it's okay. It may not be the best thing ever, but as long as It was like, yeah, it was entertaining. It was cool to see what this person vision, this creative did within this Toyland, and the Toyland is the IP. So Alien Earth is an example. Zelda now being an example is like we want, like if we see a giant mountain in the background, we preferably would want it to be called, if we're in Hyrule, Death Mountain, because, well, why isn't it called Death Mountain? That's not Death Mountain. What mountain is that? Oh, that's the other mountain. Death Mountain is in Hyrule, but it's somewhere else. We just didn't show it in the first movie. But you had a mountain with a dragon floating around, and then it was Volvega, you said, and it's like, yeah, but it's different. It's like, why? Like, that's dumb. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? So it's like those little things. Like, I just want the rule set pretty much, followed and respected. But I also want them to do whatever they want. Like, Link don't gotta be just like Peter Pan if they don't want him just like Peter Pan. As long as he wearing some green, or if they go, Breath of the Wild blue with it, that kind of night, then it is what it is. Like, they already set the foundation for the movie for him not to wear nothing on his head, which I said immediately when we saw Breath of the Wild. I said this is gonna be for the future Zelda movie, so that they could just say, oh no, in that game he didn't wear nothing on his head, if they didn't want him to look like Peter Pan. Because you got to think of general audiences too, and then they might look and be like, so that's not just Peter Pan. That dude right there is like, don't get it twisted. Like, Link looks different enough now from Peter Pan from in the original game. So I don't think that connection would be 100% made. But I guess you see, green hat like that on the head. I think the casual audience is still probably, lean towards Peter Pan. So yeah, man, Zelda movie teaser trailer with the Mario movie. That's gonna be exciting. Now let's move on to the next thing that I wanted to discuss, and that's Metroid, because people have been talking like we got some brand new information, and I was like, yeah, hell yeah, let's see what it is. And you know that meme, that gif for the dude opening the fridge and just shutting it closed because there ain't nothing in it. That was me, because I was like, wait, where's the new news? And people been I've seen, and listen, I ain't trying to I ain't trying to, how do I say this nicely? I'm not trying to throw shots at nobody. I'm just saying I legitimately saw people celebrate like, yo, whoa, bro, we could rest easy. It's not open world, dude. Like, what the? Whoa, wait, what? Like, what constitute an open world to folks? But before we get to that, so why I said it was a whole bunch of nothing? Because I have a video going up with it. It's already up on Patreon, and another one. These are videos from last week that I made talking about Metroid, and they'll be up by the end of this week on YouTube. You'll have seen them already, but just know they were recorded last week, and some of them been up since last week already on Patreon. And those videos, and y'all heard the videos even earlier where I was saying, oh, Viola was spawned, straight out of a Samus hand probably, or something like that. You'll probably just be able to spawn her anywhere, in the open world and stuff like that. And so that's confirmed that she can spawn, not from her hand. We don't know how she spawns yet, but that she's going to spawn Viola, wherever you can ride Viola. I'm like, yeah, just like a horse, you couldn't spawn your horse inside of a house, but you could spawn it once you're out and about in the open areas. And people are like, yeah, it's not an open world game. I'm like, oh, so I guess Breath of the Wild ain't an open world no more. Like, what constitutes an open world? Is it still in cars? Is it mission structure? Because I always said, listen, there was open world games in the past that all of a sudden lost their luster as different style of open world games were made. These games, they're not open because they're not just completely open with missions laid out through all the world. If it's closed off to you, then it's not open. The word open became literally, but I'm like, if I'm playing in an interconnected world, this is an open world, because at one point I'm gonna be able to I was about to say speed boost and screw attack. I was about to say sprue attack. For real, that's gonna be the new ability in Prime 4. No, but I'll be able to screw attack, speed boost, speedball, spider ball to get around this whole giant open map. And there's still things to do, still enemies to fight, bosses and all that. And it's just more open and more open. But it's like, nah, that's not really open. And it's like everything gets put into bracket nowadays. Every goddamn sword game that comes out, people gotta actually now be like, listen, let's be clear. This is a fun, regular hacking slash game. It's not a Souls-like game. Like, we gotta clarify this now all the time, for real, because it's like it gotta be this. Like, it's wild. So it's just crazy that it's like people rejoicing, like, yeah, this now leaves everything from the trailer. I'm like, what are you talking about? All they said was she could spawn her vehicle anywhere, which I and I know others also probably said too. Like that'll probably be a thing that suit, spawning Viola. Now, because it's called Viola. Like if the suit is called Viola suit and the bike is called Viola, I'm assuming hand in hand, and then you got a hand glowing, psych abilities, whatever. That's what I thought it was, right? So that gets confirmed. Oh, yeah, it's biomes and da da da. And it's like, yeah, this is gonna be an open area to connect, the world to each other. I'm like, yeah, we been knew this. Like, what are we talking about here? Like we've been saying this from the beginning when everybody was going crazy talking about, yo, this is not what I want from Metro. And now people are like, yeah, nah, that was, okay, now I'm feeling better about it. I'm like, what changed? I literally want to know what changed. Nothing changed. This is exactly what they showed in the trailer. And it's like, oh, so it's just gonna, make up for. I don't know if people got to see it in writing. Like, yo, it's gonna, just make up the area from the elevators. Cool. I don't know if now people are thinking like, oh no, it's gonna be dumb shallow. Like, I don't know, like the areas in Star Fox Adventure going from point A to point B, which is the little, and it's like, damn, I want more of this. Like I'm liking the dinosaur planet game that, where we're playing because that's what that was, and it's good, and it's very Zelda-like structure, and what was it? 50 scarabs to enter, Gabe Claw. Yeah, I love everything about that game. You know what I'm saying? But when you wasn't doing all that Star Fox stuff, it was like, oh man, that feels so good. That looks so good. It's like Star Fox 64. I wish there was more of that, but this is just like a little glorified, damn near playable loading screen. And maybe people think like that's what this is gonna be. I hope you know that's not what this is gonna be. Like, and it's like, oh, how do you know, Red? Well, before this, oh, great brand new news came out and started relieving people of their natural instinct to hate on anything new. I was calling all this stuff already. So clearly, by looking at that trailer, I'm on to where this game is heading. And it's like, yeah, this is going to be things to do in between there. It's not just going to be, oh, yeah, you could fight enemies and, you could shoot missiles and da 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 and drift into enemy. Like, it's going to be more than a lock onto multiple enemies. It's going to be stuff to do there. Not just, oh, yeah, drive from point A to point B. Because for that, they just would have kept the elevators. And again, I keep saying this, but I'm never gonna be able to. I don't even want to say gaslight because that ain't even the word, but it feel like that's what people trying to do. Gaslight people into thinking like Samus shouldn't be an adventurer who could be on the bike. She should be on foot all the time. She should never talk to people. She should always be alone. Isolation. I'm like, what's more isolated in the desert? No, but it's not because it's daytime. Da, da, da. Look up the word isolation. I mean, if you're gonna use it, if you're gonna say like this, is what Sam's got to be. She's being that exactly. And it's still not enough for you. In an open world, more Metroid, more. Oh yeah, but I don't want an open world game. I'm like, all right, you and the four other people, because clearly Zelda was selling like it was selling, and now it's selling like it's selling. And the way they selling now ain't nowhere near what they were selling before. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in the complete opposite way, the complete positive way. Same thing with 3D Mario. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many popular open world games, and it's like, oh, God forbid, Samus, an adventurer, gets deeper and deeper and deeper into making a bigger game. Yo, we waited 18 years for this game. And if the game is massive, oh yeah, I don't want a massive open world game with a bunch of crap. I'm like, well, if I'm gonna have to wait 8 years, 5 years for another Metroid game, I would hope that for the last few years that they've been making this game, 8 years, whatever, I would hope that they made a game that would be longer than the standard Prime 30 hours or whatever the case may be. If this is gonna be the last Prime game we ever get, then God damn it, I want it to be the biggest and the better, the betterest one ever. That's what I mean, the best one ever, man. Like for real. Like, man. Mr. Power says he's super hyped for the Zelda movie and doesn't expect any of the games to be the story that they follow. And yeah, that's exactly where I'm at too. I don't think it'll be based on any game directly. But matter of fact, this is a fun question, right? Like, if it was based on a specific game. If you had to pick one, if you had to pick one, right? And it couldn't be like, combining, unless they're literally combined, like Wind Waker, Spirit Track, Phantom Hourglass, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds, like that. Uh, which one would you pick? I think the easiest answer for many would just be do Ocarina of Time. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I a million times more want Ocarina of Time made as a movie than as a remake of a game. Like these rumors flying around right now about Halo. I knew once I saw the new Halo Studios trailer last year, I was like, oh, that's a game. They ain't not doing that for nothing. They're remaking Halo 1. They're gonna start from scratch to just reboot the studio, reboot the IP, reboot just everything about it. Like just give themselves a fresh beginning. And I'm hoping that it's that fresh. Because if it's the same, go down the same thousand corridors. Oh, here we go, flood moment. I want the flood moment there. I want you going through the forest and all that, and the slow tease of it all, and you going through. That's iconic. But I want it done new. Like I don't want it done exactly the same. Like beat for beat. Like we already got that in the collection. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear people go, yeah, I like Ocarina of Time, what they should do for the 40th anniversary, I'm like, Ocarina of Time. We just got that on 3DS. Just remaster that and put it on the console. While you're doing that, bring goddamn Samus Returns over too. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's just there on the 3DS doing nothing. Bring it up to the Switch too. Look, like, and 3D Land. Do that too, matter of fact. I'm just like, nah, Ocarina of Time, wow. It's like, if anything, they should do, if anything, they should, I mean, probably the craziest thing they would be able to do is to be like, all right, we just turned Breath of the Wild engine into Zelda 1 and we releasing that. But now what I would want them to do is Zelda 2. Zelda 2 never gets touched. I always gush about Zelda 2 because it's the one Zelda game I ain't never beat. But it's a game that I always play as far as I could get, which is basically once them dungeons become dark and you can't see where the enemies are, and now you're just doing the guessing game. After that, I'm pretty much tapping out. But the point is, I love the sound of that game, the music of that game, the setting of that game. It was a big part of what made me fall in love with the Zelda series. That's the craziest part. You know what I'm saying? It was the entry that I never beat. And still to this day never beat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I would love them to remake that game. I don't care in what shape or form. If they Octopath Traveler it, I don't care if they, like, I don't care what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want them to do something with that game. They never do nothing with that game. The iconic music just lives there. They never bring it to another game. It's annoying to me because it's so good. The especially the intro music to that game. I'm not gonna sing it right now, but damn, it's good. Yeah, so I would love them to do that instead of Ocarina of Time again, like the remake of Ocarina. Because Ocarina of Time, remaking Ocarina of Time is the equivalent of us only getting Metroid Prime 1 and not getting Prime 2 and not getting Prime 3 because everybody's always Ocarina of Time, Metroid Prime, Metroid Prime all the time. Listen, my next video dropping for Metroid is literally dedicated to the corruption lovers because I know a lot of people hate corruption. And so a lot of people automatically hate Prime 4 Beyond because it looks like it's carrying a lot from, well, the last entry in the story. Rightfully so. And that bothers people, but it makes me happy. You're going to see. Yeah. But to go back to the Metroid news, I'm like, yeah, to me, this wasn't really news. I feel like the game is going to be what it's going to be, and it sounds like it's going to be something really cool. Uh, uh, I think I said this in the last video, right? Where I said something along the lines of we've gotten dang, what was that? How did I say it? It don't even matter, like, because I said it in the video. You're gonna see it in the video, so I don't want to spoil all these videos. But yeah, the point is, like, I feel like they're gonna do they thing, and that means that the people who feel like, oh, this is gonna change Metroid, like, for the worse, like, I don't know where that comes from. Because giving more for Samus to explore can never be worse to me. I used to dream, dude, of being able to get DLC for something like a Prime 3 Corruption because I was like, yeah, you could just do another planet And now we in the ship, just in the air flowing. And then you could pick the DLCs, and it could just be different other landing sites with your ship. And even with the kingdoms in Mario Odyssey, I was like, yo, they could just add 5 new kingdoms, and now we got our Starship Mario when we go into them. You know what I mean? Or what the hell was it called? The Odyssey in Odyssey. You know what I'm saying? Starship Mario. That's Galaxy too. But Starship Mario, I didn't even think about that for the movie. Will we have Starship Mario? That's interesting. By the way, we're not done with the Galaxy talk. We're gonna get to that in a second because I got one more thing that I want to talk about, which is the potential for video games. But yeah, when it comes to Metroid, like I'm excited for this. Like I'm excited for everything. Like it's so intriguing. Like not seeing Samus, because people were telling me like, "Yo, you wrong, Red. Like you could see Samus' face in the trailer." I'm like, "Where?" I combed through it after seeing people's comments. I'm like, "Yo, y'all trolling." Because I made the video literally like, yeah, because I'm like, you never see her face at all. And they said, "Nah, you see her face. You see her face in the video." It's like, where? Where y'all lying? Like, why y'all trolling? But yeah, look at B Mario right here. You gotta have B Mario in the movie, man. You just have to. By the way, this game, you know, I will talk about this real quick. This game, it's man, like I can't wait to play Galaxy 2. But I said, you know what? Let me just do the quick ending. Get the 60 stars in Galaxy 1 real quick, which I did that already. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna stream some Galaxy 2 tomorrow. So stay tuned for some of that. But yeah, the game is still incredible. Incredible in many ways. And I'm gonna talk about the game some more in a second. But first, hold up. What's the next thing that I wanted to talk about? Wait, let me check something real quick. Like I'm excited for Metroid. Like I can't ever not be excited for these things. You got listen. Somebody gonna have to say, yo, I played that game and it was absolutely trash to get me in any way to shake in my boots. And that's even going to be debatable because I'm the first thing I'm going to ask is what's your favorite Metroid Prime? Because the minute that you say Metroid Prime 1, I don't care about your opinion. And it's not because it's not allowed to be your favorite game, but because I already think if you thought 2 was whack and you thought 3 was whack, I don't really care for what you're going to think about 4 because I thought 2 and 3 were better than 1. You know what I'm saying? I thought they got bigger and better. I thought the game design, everything got better in those games than 1. I think 1 is the baby Metroid Prime game. It's everyone's first Metroid game. It's Super Metroid reskinned as a brand new game. I get it. Ocarina of Time is definitely to the past. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but it's just like that I feel that more as the years go by. Nesta said, "I'm excited. Samus growing her rogues gallery and can't wait to find out Sadic's story." Yeah, like we got Ravenbeak, right? We got Ravenbeak. Now we getting Silex, like fully fleshed out, and who knows what the other villains in the actual game would be, because I'm assuming that there's gonna be other. And I mean, the boss fights and things like that. We've seen already giant plant creatures and things like that. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they do. But now, let's get to real quick, Galaxy 1 and 2 impressions. And I just want to say this, like, this is not gonna be long. I'm gonna just say because I played these games 1,000 times. I didn't purchase these games. By the way, this is just to be clear. I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing if you did, but I didn't. I actually GameFly these games because coincidentally, I got an email like, "Yo, you want a month of GameFly for $5?" I was like, "Shit, Mario about to come out. Might as well do that instead of pay the $70, right?" Because I already got this game anyway. So I was like, I'll play this game and then maybe like later on I'll end up picking them up whenever I want them. But um I want to play through Galaxy 2 the most, like, because I haven't played through Galaxy 2 in years, whereas Galaxy 1 I recently played that with the 3D World Collection 5 years ago. So and every time I went back to play a Mario Galaxy, I was like, I'm gonna play 2. Hold on, let me play 1, and then another game would take my attention away, and I would never go to 2. So I've only played 2 I and what on the Wii U, I didn't even buy Galaxy 1 and 2 on the Wii U because I had them. Only thing that I bought digitally on the Wii U was Prime, just because my Prime 3 disc is so precious. I was like, oh, I don't even got to use a disc now. I could just play it digitally. You know what I mean? But Galaxy 1 and 2, I was like, oh, I got them on disc, so I didn't rebuy those again. So I'm always playing. The when I did play Galaxy 2, it was back on Wii on the Wii original, and I played it about, I want to say like three or four times. Like, yeah, 3 or 4 times. And I can't stand the last star in this game. I'm telling you right now, it is the worst. And I'm like, damn, doing that with the pro controller style with the pointer, because you've been watching this gameplay. I'm doing good, but the whole time I'm like, it's not the same comfort as playing it with the Wii remote, the way it was originally designed to be played. To me, like, it's cool to have the button to do the spin, but everything else, like motion wise, I feel like it's better. Like certain things like this, I actually let go of the pro controller and just just not let go of the whole controller, let go with one hand and just play it like a Wii remote. You know what I'm saying? With the actual pro controller, just tilting, basically holding just the right side of the controller, and you'll see right here, like, this all works really good. So the motion controls work good. I don't even remember the 3D World version. I mean the 3D collection, version, if the motion controls were different. Also, this is a Switch 1 version. This is in 4K Switch 2 version, even though this podcast is in 4K. Um, but yeah, like I'm loving what I'm playing at this, and I can't wait to get to Galaxy 2. It's gonna be weird because Galaxy 2, Yoshi has the pointer control heavy, and you always see me pressing the button in order to recenter. You got to in this game, and that was something that you never had to do with the Wii remote because of the sensor bar, which was the sensible way to do motion controls. Let's just say that. I mean, dudes are sending you Virtual Boys and everything. I'm like, man, I wish they sold actually Wii remote and nunchucks, that you could buy to use on the Switch. Even though if you're gonna do that, it's like, just let us use our current ones. But still, selling them again would mean that these games will have support for the Wii remote and nunchuck. And it's like, well, I would have played this with a Wii remote and nunchuck 100% over Pro Controller Joy Cons. Like, I don't know, y'all. Some of y'all who playing this, let me know. Like, if you playing this on Switch 2, right? The Joy Cons are bigger. Like, does it feel more comfortable? I mean, you don't got a sensor bar. You're still gonna have to be recentering, which is, to me, the main catalyst of what makes it annoying compared to the Wii. But let me know if it feels comfortable for you. And now it's gonna bring me to the next thing that I wanted to talk about, topic basically, and that's because of Nestor Power's question. And shout out to you for being here in the chat, dropping comments. You asked, do you want to see the next 3D Mario be Galaxy 3? And the answer to that is 100% yes. And that was the next thing I was going to talk about. Since we get in the Galaxy movie, since we just got Galaxy 1 and 2 released, do we believe Galaxy 3 will be the next game? I think when I say do we believe, I mean us, the hardcore Mario fans. The ones especially who are like, yeah, okay, we got Bonanza out the way. Now let's get to 3D Mario. You know what I'm saying? Like, you probably wanted to be Galaxy because you feel like, oh yeah, we could just do this faster because we already know what Galaxy is, which I don't think that's true. I think it's still going to be, we're going to do Galaxy. Now we got to top it. It's been, decades basically since the original. And yeah, we gotta flip it on its head. It can't be the same game that we just sold them just with it with newer visuals, which I know that'd be great for a lot of us, but they would still do something crazy. So I think it would still take time to make. But yeah, I do think Galaxy 3 will be the next game. And I think alongside that Zelda trailer in the theater, understand what I'm saying? In the theater. Yeah, it might even happen there before we even see it on the internet. They might announce it on the internet before, and then, oh, they just put the trailer with the movie. But I wouldn't be surprised the movie reveals the goddamn game, Super Mario Galaxy 3 for the Nintendo Switch 2, coming in 2027. What? That'll be crazy. And now let's talk about what I would want that game to actually be. I'm playing through this game right now, and when I play through this game, for all the music that I love in this game, the one music that I hear more than any other is frum 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 frum. You know, frum 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 frum. What music is that? Frum 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 frum. That's the music of the star when you pick the star when you're going into the stage, the loading screen, right? And it's iconic, and I loved it. But I played this game, Mario Galaxy 1 on Wii, for about 4,000 hours. Yeah, that's how much I played this game. It was my most played game that generation, and it's one of my favorite games of all time, still to this day. And I was like, listen, I need Mario games to change. I just want to go into a kingdom and I want to collect everything I could collect, and then go to the next one. That's just what I want. Like, I want them just to, like, you see Mario Galaxy, you got the stars, and then it's like you see it, but then you got to get this one, and you got to pick or choose which one you're going to get. Or you see a Luma, you feed the Luma, but you're like, damn, I still want to do the A story or the A star. But now I got this B star here. Let me do this B star because I just fed the Luma. I don't want to come back. Have to feed the Luma again. All right, so now I did the Luma. Now, friend, 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 all right. All right. Now I'm in the stage again. All right. Now I'm going to finish the A line. And it's like rinse and repeat that. So for me, as a person who played it all the time, I was like, man, I would love this game so much more if I could just get everything and just move on to the next one. And I don't have to suffer all the loading screens of it all. Right. And so if you're going to do a Galaxy 3, I still want it to be built just like Bowser's Fury and just like in design, just like Mario Odyssey. Because overall, the experience of playing those is still my favorite, even though I love Galaxy setting, Galaxy sound, Galaxy's feel, even though now I be wanting to like, move faster. And it's like, damn, in 3D World, you could roll and everything. And I remember 3D World used to get crap. Oh, it's not like Galaxy. I'm like, what? The movement in this game is way better. You may not have the spin attack, but you got Cat Mario, you got this, you could run, you could roll, you could jump out of the roll into a long jump. Just moving felt better. You know what I'm saying? Like you could move basically this fast in 3D World games. Once you hold the button and Mario goddamn locks in, his arms on the side, he just start going. Like, so for me, it's like, yeah, I would want them to still do the planetoids and everything, but maybe make it like sections of the galaxy. If Bonanza does like the different levels, like, oh, now you going deeper or whatever. I would love it if it was. You said Mario Galaxy was the Breath of the Wild of the Wii. Absolutely, it was. It was. I mean, probably Wii Sports. It was what people would say because of the sales. But no, when we're talking gamey game, yeah, it was definitely Mario Galaxy. Like that jump right there that I just took. If you saw, in my mind, I was thinking like, yeah, I'll be able to make that because I'm thinking the last few Mario games we played, Mario just has a lot more distance he could travel, forward before he gets like stopped. And in this game, that's not the case. You got like your triple jump, you got your long jump. Those get you to move forward a bit. But other than that, not really, a lot of ways to get like a lot of ground covered quick. And they added that in the last few Mario games. So for Galaxy 3, I would want you to pick like this almost like damn near Star Fox like Sector Z and and it's like those are your kingdoms, and it's like, oh, Corneria. I'm just using the Star Fox names as an example, right? So you go uh you go you say you said 3D World was underrated? Yeah, for sure. I love 3D World. I beat 3D World last year again just because. But yeah, and I love 3D World because there's a Galaxy game in there. It's just later, and it's not exactly Mario Galaxy in gameplay, but it is Galaxy in themed all over that ending, and I love that too because it feels like that's Galaxy 3 in a way. But talking to actual specific Super Mario Galaxy 3, like that whole kingdom element, like I still want that. Like I want to be just in these sections, and it's like, so it's like if you got Gusty Garden, right? It's like, yeah, this is a giant gusty garden, and you're jumping from here, and you going up there, and you going under here, and there's warp pipes, and there's Lumas and specific all here. but nothing is throwing you back anywhere. And I would rather Starship Mario be like Samus's ship, or not even. Why even mention Prime 3? Odyssey. Odyssey just lands on the areas, and you could go into it and do whatever, and regroup or whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I would prefer that, because to me that's just way better design than this. Like going back to this, I think would be a disservice. Now to build on Galaxy and Odyssey together, because I feel like if you took Galaxy's themes, settings, and vibe with Odyssey's game design, that would literally be probably everyone's, like the game that people would consider like, oh, this is the Ocarina of Time, the Breath of the Wild of the 3D Mario games, you know? Like, and it wouldn't even be like debatable no more. It's like, no, this is the best one. Because it's like the best of both worlds. And I think that's what they should do. And I think that's what they would do. I don't even think those designers would want to go back to this style of, oh yeah, one star, then, and playing through this again, right? Mario Odyssey gets so much crap. Oh yeah, these basic moves, these basic moves. I'm like, yo, some of these stars, and I get it. I played this game, like I said, 4,000. I'm a master at this game. I done beat it 100 times. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot. But I feel like, yo, like a lot of these are mad basic, mad shallow. And it's that same thing I say about the Zelda games. Again, I'm dipping into a future video, but of Metroid video. But in Zelda games, like you have, see, I was like, yo, I don't even want to spoil what I'm gonna say in that video, but yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm saying too much. Let me just leave it on. Yo, I'm just say that the openness of those games, the design of them, I think will work wonders. Super Mario Wonder, wonders for this version of Mario. Could you imagine? Wait, you know what? I'm gonna say it. Look, the dungeons in Zelda. All right, the dungeons in Zelda. Because I got to make this point. The dungeons in Zelda, old Zelda, Ocarina of Time. I mean, you could count all the old ones before open air Zelda, but specifically 3D Zelda from Ocarina to Skyward Sword. Those dungeons, they get mad credit because you always get the ability after it, which the Divine Beast gave you abilities after too. Don't get it twisted. That made you stronger, made you defeat enemies better, made you traverse the world better. Good abilities, great abilities that made that game the masterpiece it is. But it got a rep still for it being, oh yeah, the dungeons aren't as good. But it's like, yeah, but all the shrines, if you add them all up, is more than the actual dungeons in any single 3D Zelda game. More puzzles, and it's like and of different levels, like from easy to more difficult. You know what I'm saying? And while like they had to be strategic in the sense that any of these shrines can be accessed at any time, they still did good about making you as a player traversing the world, any of us, however we played it, we were experiencing some challenging shrines, beginning, middle, and end, of discovering all of Hyrule. But I'm just saying, like, there was a lot. You know what I'm saying? People say, "Oh yeah, no, it's not a lot." It's not the same. And it's like they did the same thing with Odyssey. And these games were built like this because they were built for handhelds in the design sense of people might want to just be, doing something real quick, stop and go. So a quick shrine, a quick puzzle, that's what makes Zelda Zelda. So let's put puzzles everywhere. So they could do that, finish shrine, keep it moving. Same thing with Odyssey. Oh, you could run around, you could get a couple basic stars, or you could get, the bundles of stars, and those are usually more creative puzzle platform and stuff. There was a lot thrown in there, and I like the way they went about that. So I feel like they could do the same thing with Metroid, right? I feel like they could, and that's in the open area where you going and having all these little tiny Metroid areas, where it's like Metroid good stuff that focuses on maybe this one on missiles, that one on mobile bomb, that one on speed boost, this one on screw attack, that one on spider ball, this one on a speed boost, but this one is platform, like boosting yourself from one side to the other, and there's things in between. And there's so many layers. I'm like, if they went with a shrine design for Metroid, oh my god, it'd be the best Metroid game of all time. Now people are like, yo, I don't want that, I don't want that. And I'm sitting there like Samus going and digging through all these old relic places all over this damn sand kingdom. Let's just say like Mario. What I would love that. I would love that, but people are already against it before they even get a taste of that. And it's like, imagine Samus, like, it's like, yeah, you could, after you beat the game, you think the game is over. There's like a whole new game plus, and it's like, yeah, now you could jump in your shit and go up to that area up there, to that thing in the sky. And it's like, yeah, there's a whole nother now harder game that just completely encompasses everything that you got from the end game and everything, or every ability, your strength in this new game plus area. It could even be DLC. You know, like that area is just hard because there's nothing for you to upgrade to. Maybe it's like, yeah, this is just, now you got all these ability, all these upgrades, and we just made this crazy difficult stuff that you got to get to. And it's like, yeah, you just gotta get from point A to point B. If there's a lot of difficulty in between, like there's so much fun stuff like that they could do, and that's why I don't really like putting rules on IPs. Like, oh no, it gotta be this, it gotta be that. Because if you do that, IPs turn into Halo, where it's like you could feel in the games the creative spirit is dead, because it's like they creatively not bankrupt, they're creatively stifled and like locked down in prison, locked up. They got an ankle monitor on. They can't do nothing. They gotta bow down to Halo 1, 2, and 3 forever. And it's like, I never wanted that for Metroid. You know what I mean? As much as I love Metroid Prime 1, I never wanted that for it. You know what I'm saying? For it to like, oh yeah, it could only be this. And anything that involved Samus talking, or Samus in the vehicle, or Samus doing something different, like, or melee attacks or anything like that, is God forbid, that's not Metroid. Like, there's some Metroid fans who mad that Samus could properly aim and she doesn't aim like trash in Super Metroid, because it's 2020 goddamn five, or whatever year it was when Dread came out, 2 years ago, whatever. Was it 2 years ago? Damn, probably was more now. But anyway, like, upset that she has all this smooth, sleek, awesome movement and abilities to defend herself with the arm cannon bash and all that. Like, it's just crazy to me. Ooh, Nestor Powers. I just read what you said, the last thing you said. I ain't even think of that. He said Viola bike with spider ball tires. See, in my videos, right, especially the upcoming ones, I talk a lot about hand in hand. I'm just spoiling these videos. Hey, it don't matter. Y'all here for 500. It is what it is. It's all good. I said something along the lines. I think this is on the one that's up on Patreon already, but something along the lines of, you know, your abilities, whatever upgrades you get, like the expansions and health, maybe it'll apply also to your vehicle. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't think of I thought of gravity and all that stuff in the last video, which you can watch on YouTube right now. I talked about gravity and everything with Viola and going up on walls and spinning around. If you haven't watched that video, it's a good video. Watch it. But yeah, the spider tires, that's another thing. And you know how when you use the spider ball, right, in Prime, and you hold the boost to charge off in like in like Skytown Elysium, you would like go from one spider track and you would boost yourself to the other side to another spider track. Imagine doing exactly that with your vehicle. So you're charging up the boost, and then it's like you're jumping over an enemy, or you're jumping over a bridge, or whatever the case may be. I didn't even think of that. That would be crazy to be actually driving seamless, but then there's some floors that you can see is like it's like spider tracks going up on the wall. So it's like that's how you get up on the wall upside down and all that. Oh man. See, it's stuff like that where it's like I don't know how deep and far Retro Studios went with Viola. None of us do. But that's where I keep my excitement. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't let my excitement go into this negative thought place. I've waited for this game for too long. There's like yo, no negative thoughts. On God, no negative thoughts. But the desert and the quality, none at all. And it's like because the possibilities of everything that they could do with the stuff that they introduced with the rule set of Metroid, in my mind, I'm already like always running wild with these ideas. Like it's just like, yeah, it's exciting to see what they actually settled on and what stuff did they come up with that's gonna completely blow our minds. Because we sit here all the time and we act like we know shit, and we do, you know what I'm saying, on certain things, and we could say, oh, this would be better if this game was like that. Like many Zelda fans wanted Zelda to be open world, right? We didn't know how to say it many times. Some of us used to say MMO or whatever the case may be, but they wanted it to be open, right? And so when it went open, the series did better. I wanted, not to have to see this screen ever again. I just want to, collect multiple stars, and then leave the kingdom, go to the next one, and then if more stars unlock, like the goddamn comets that come in Mario Odyssey Galaxy, and you gotta go in, to an old level. Maybe it's a race. Maybe it's you only got one health. Maybe what's the other ones? There's timed ones, right? There's ones that everything is sped up. Also, like so you got variety in what kind of comments you got, and like that's just awesome to have stuff like that, to have that kind of option. Like yeah, like I don't know, like yo, that you just blew my mind with that. It's like yeah, you could definitely do that. You said minecart spider tracks. Oh, like the steel of the minecarts that she could use it as spider tracks to stick to them. Damn, that's sick. I love this boss. This character should be in the movie too. Why not, right? Like Bowser Jr. should definitely have this giant ass mega leg, right? Mega leg? I think that's his name. Let me see. Let me see. He says it. Yeah, mega leg. Man, what? That's a crazy. Yeah, you see the. I was gonna talk about Cappy too, and you brought up Cappy. You said the Cap's copy ability was a brilliant way to add suit powers like Fire Flower or Metal Mario. I'm looking forward to see what the new power ups will have. Yeah, like that's the thing too. It's the mechanics that they add. Like there's always gonna be something there. That's why it's like I'm not even gonna knock it. Like I don't love the building mechanic in Tears of the Kingdom, and that's why if you ask me, oh, which one you prefer, it's like, well, I prefer the Hyrule actually of Tears of the Kingdom, but I prefer my Urbosa abilities from Breath of the Wild, and I prefer. I'm looking at this boss fight like, yo, in the movie, how like yeah, I could see this in the movie, but anyway, yeah, yeah. Wait, what the hell was I saying? I was saying, oh yeah, yeah, with the powers. Like Cappy was like this genius thing they threw into a game, and we didn't know what we wanted, and like we didn't know that it was going to be something that we completely like. Oh man, that's great. We love. It turned the hat into a platform, but then it also gave the hat abilities, and those abilities made Mario have the most power ups than he's ever had in a single video game. That's why. Like I think Odyssey, as the years go on and on and on, that game is gonna only grow in popularity because people are gonna actually see it for what it actually was, the achievement it was, and how crazy the worlds were, and how much depth and fun they jam packed into each and every one of those kingdoms. Even the tiny kingdoms had cool stuff on it, like really cool stuff. 11 stars. Damn, it took an hour and 17 minutes just to get 11 stars. That's crazy. But I feel like it just yeah. I mean, about I played it what 6 hours. It took 6 hours to get 60 stars. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm excited for the idea of a Galaxy 3 game that's open because I could just imagine the stuff that they would do. Because the one thing that Galaxy does great It's like, yeah, a lot of it. Like I remember some of the complaints of Galaxy people hated was that it wasn't this big area, and I'm like, yeah, it's a platform. It's more platform and lean more into what Mario should be versus Mario 64, which it had a lot of like open stuff, other things. Like Mario 64 was like clearly Nintendo trying to make 2D Mario 3D, but not doing it like, oh, let's just make Super Mario World into 3D, like they did with, oh, let's make Link to the Past into Ocarina of Time and Super Metroid into Metroid Prime. Like Mario Galaxy really wasn't that. And that's why, Mario Galaxy gets all this nostalgia. And I was there. And I used to have all this nostalgia for it. But it's like now it's the last 3D Mario game I want to play. If I'm gonna play a 3D Mario game. Because it's the most, I don't know what's the words I would use. The most uninvolved, the most unsatisfying in the sense of Mario like lore, vibes, and everything. Like it's just and then controls and everything, obviously. It's just old, doesn't feel as good as these other games to me. And yeah, like that's just me, and what the hell was the point I was gonna make? And I don't even remember the point I was making. I just started going on Mario 64. But no, it's like it's just not, I don't know, like, the nostalgia of it all. It's just not the best one to me. I know I was gonna make a point. I lost my train of thought, keeping it real. So yeah, like for Galaxy 3 with the, oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about the different planetoids. People wanted to open like, oh yeah, I want a whole connected area. And that came from Mario 64. When I was like, yeah, nah, I think if you look at a 2D Mario level, like World 1 of Mario, you see it's like this is a connected level and there's a castle at the end of it, and there's some gaps in between that you gotta jump over. And there's enemies here. And I feel like, yeah, that doesn't, like Mario 64 to get to that stuff is usually the Bowser lead ups to the fights. It was there. Most of it was, yeah, these big open areas. So when people got stuff like this, they was like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want these little planetoids or jumping from one planetoid doing some really cool little thing on it, and then unlocking a warp star or whatever, and then going to the next area, and then now you're on this other little planetoid. And sometimes it's a big one, sometimes it's a small one, sometimes the thing that you have to accomplish in order to you know unlock the powers, the warp star in order to get to the next thing is far deeper than something else. But like it just Mario, I don't know, like Mario 64 was just Mario 64. It is what it is. It's hard to compare. And I just like this planet hopping, the way the level design was for this versus something like Mario 64. Because this game was basically the best parts of Mario Sunshine, which was the rooms that you didn't have flood. And it was like it built on that in a good way, because while those were the best, like I felt like, yeah, more of the game should have been like this. They were still annoying though, those areas in Sunshine. Plus, like the whole, having to get to them, having to chase them, find them. The Mario goodness was like annoying, But you got this big world, and you could Sunshine, and you could go down these, sewers, and there ain't no Ninja Turtles there, so it ain't that fun. You know what I mean? So yeah, that whole thing was just like, Brad Harrell, what's up? What's up? Like, I just felt like the open area, for, like, yeah, giant open area. Nah, like I prefer something like this level that we're looking at right now, right? Imagine having all around you now 360 degrees. Just this is the theme. This space aliens, very metallic and all of, like, and it's just a whole kingdom of just this. You know what I'm saying? And it's 30 stars or something, 20 stars or something like that. For you to unlock the minute you come in here. And then later on as you play the game, maybe, 10, 20 more unlock later. They could be, for the example of this game, like green stars or stuff like that. What? That'll be awesome. And then you can have like the pulley stars that take you to a whole nother area, but it's all connected. And it's like, yeah, once you get a star, you're not being warped back out, to the observatory. Nah, it works just like the Odyssey. The Odyssey is somewhere here parked, and you can always just go back to it. Like I just prefer that, like for Mario design. I really do. And that's how I always find myself going back to Bowser's Fury and Mario Odyssey more than any of the other games. But now Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 and 4K and 1080p respectively, depending where you play it, depending how you play it, because I think even if you play it on Switch 2, undocked, you're gonna get the 1080p version. So yeah, man, like it's just Galaxy 3 has a lot of potential, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, you could do an Odyssey too. You could. But you also don't have to rush to it. You know what I'm saying? Like if they want to do Galaxy 3 now, that's fine too. I'm down for whatever. I'm down for whatever. So now, y'all know how to do this. Is the entertainment podcast. I talk video games. I talk all kinds of stuff other than that every single week on Patreon. If you didn't know, well, you're gonna get a taste of that right now. So I've been talking Mario a lot, Metroid, Zelda. We've been talking a lot of cool ass video games, but now let's talk movies real quick. And let's do it like this. The final trailer was released. I actually said I wasn't gonna watch this trailer, and I couldn't help it. And I'm glad it wasn't like the latest Avatar trailer where they spoiled everything. I felt like they didn't spoil everything, but they spoiled a lot. A whole lot, in my opinion. This right here, let me tell you, this is just Terminator 1. Remember when I just look this right here, this is the hero landing, finally getting to the place. He frustrated. Remember when he came out the portal, Reese in Terminator 1? He did the same thing. He was mad. It just vibes. Like it just reminds me of that. you know? But man, this movie is super exciting. Like I just love that we got the whole Alien and Predator universe back together proper. I love everything that they did with Prey. I love Killer of Killers. Oh my God. Like if you haven't watched Killer of Killers, you're doing yourself a disservice. You gotta watch it before this. It goes Prey, Killer of Killers, then Badlands, and then we gonna probably get the Dutch movie, you know what I'm saying? The Danny Glover movie. Right? Another animated one, and then we gonna get Prey 2. Ooh, what they doing is crazy. And let me tell you, Deck is the name of this Predator. Like, awesome. Awesome. Like, the dude is just a badass, bro. Like, if that thing can't be killed and he's just yelling at it, what a badass, dude. I can't wait. Y'all don't understand. The Alien IP, that's my baby right there. That's said the villain in Mario and Luigi is an alien. I mean, imagine the movie they could do an alien in Galaxy 3 too. As the main villain, don't gotta be Bowser. And by the way, I don't think this is Deck right here talking, because the head, he got more of the regular Predator head. This guy right here, I feel like that's Deck's pops or something, or maybe it is Deck just later on in the movie. Who knows? But he looks slightly different to me. You see, it's like a conversation happening here between these two. I feel like that's Deck more than anything. And then the other one is somebody else. In the same way you got the two Wayne and Yutani robots. I wouldn't trust neither of them. But yeah, this movie looks stunning, dude. Like, beautiful. And I love Prey so much. And I love that he's taking all these swings and pushing the IP forward in the way that I've been waiting for since the damn 90s, yo. Since the damn 90s. Crazy. But yeah, that look awesome. That look awesome. Let me go. Oh no, I was ahead of this. This is a speed comment. Oh yeah, it's the first one that was introduced. Yeah, I think I was around here. So anyway, this was just a straight up one take session of me playing some Mario damn Galaxy. And yeah, like these comments right here, you see what I'm saying? Like if you did the Galaxy 3 style, the Galaxy 3 style in Odyssey style, where the kingdoms are, just collectible kingdoms. You could just go in there, collect things, and move on. These are the things that will bring you back. Stuff like this, the goddamn different comments, and this is the speedrun comment. But yeah, what? He said, "Have you ever seen those?" I don't even know what word that's. So Fubi AVP cross Godzilla versus Donkey Kong. That's the craziest thing I ever heard. I mean, I've seen stuff like that sometimes on YouTube. Like I remember like seeing what was it? I think it was like Deadpool versus like Batman or something like that. It was something weird like that, like years ago though. But no, I haven't seen that. That sounds crazy. But Call of Duty today released their Halloween trailer, and they actually got their roster for Halloween is fire to me. But I don't buy characters in Call of Duty because you don't keep the characters. When they end up resetting the game, resetting the engine or whatever, they take your characters away. So I only buy characters in Fortnite exclusively. But still, the characters that they do got awesome. They got regular Predator from the original Arnold Schwarzenegger, Then they got Deck, and they got the Prey Predator, the one with the skull mask, which is badass. So that's awesome. But then they got Jason, multiple outfits, and they got Tiffany and Chucky in Call of Duty. And I thought that was crazy. Like, how you got Tiffany and Chucky in Call of Duty? Like, I got to see these character models because in the trailer, they just look like Tiffany and Chucky. But I'm like, when you playing, what's your height? Are you odd job? What's going on here? What's going on? But some of these characters, they'll probably give away in the battle pass, or something like that, which is cool. I do sometimes get battle passes because I always got funds on Call of Duty because of the old battle pass from years and years ago. But yeah, buying like full characters for $20, hell no. Not when you're gonna take them away. They gotta be, basically in perpetuity. I own them. If not, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Oh, you said not DK. You said King Kong. Close enough. I was about to say how Donkey Kong got in there instead of King Kong. We've been talking about Donkey Kong and Mario and all that stuff, so that's an honest mistake. That's crazy. So it's a Predator versus Godzilla versus King Kong. I gotta actually look that up now. Now that you said, I'm definitely gonna look that up today. That's hilarious. That's crazy. But yeah, man, I hope after the Zelda movie, we talked about the Zelda movie, we talked about the Mario movie a lot. I hope after those, like I already said, the next animated movie is gonna end up being Splatoon. But I hope, or that'll probably be a series. But I think that's the next thing, animated thing we're gonna see from Nintendo Pictures official, capacity is gonna be Splatoon. But I really feel like they should make like a show like The Office, but it should be Animal Crossing. And it should straight up be like The Office, but it's not The Office. It's, Animal Crossing. It's the goddamn crossing. And it's just a bunch of characters. You got your KK Sliders and your Tom Nukes and or everybody, you know what I mean? And just make a funny show like that. I think that'll be funny, like the first foray into TV for Nintendo to do Animal Crossing. Um, and make it actually for that age demographic, the exact age demographic of like, the people who would watch like Friends Martin or a goddamn Office style show. Like, I think that would be awesome. Said Predacon versus Xenozilla. Hilarious. A mix. But yeah, like what I was gonna say, I think people sleeping on this Predator movie. Like, I think it's gonna do a lot of numbers because Prey was loved. Killers of Killers. Everybody who watched it had nothing but glowing things to say, about it. Not that I sit there and watch a bunch of goddamn movie reviews because I really don't watch movie reviews, but the people who I know who saw it and spoken to, yeah, they all loved it. It was incredible. And so yeah, the way Trachtenberg just plays with the IP, I think is second to none. And I think he's gonna take it in the next decade into so many fun areas. You said the next movie is Pikmin. Oh yeah, so that's what I was saying. So I think when it goes to shows, I think they should do an office style. I don't care if it's puppets, cartoon like Rick and Morty, CGI cartoon, like You know what I mean? Like just Animal Crossing, like The Office. They should do that, right, as a show. And then the other show they should do is Fire Emblem as a Game of Thrones style show. You get what I'm saying? So that should lean more. And I'm not saying it got to be filled with sex and everything like that, but it got to be, like TV 14 at least, because of the action. Like, you're gonna have Marvin Roy and Ike and all these other characters that make up half of the roster of Smash Brothers. Fighting with swords and stuff like that. So I could see that being like, a show like a Game of Thrones style show. And those are for the shows. I would go Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem. But for movies, like, yeah, I want the next movie to be Metroid, straight up. And I want it to not be some $200 million. It don't got to be that expensive. Like, yeah, it's gonna take place on the other planet. Da, da, da. I'm like, you don't need a super famous celebrity to play Samus. All you need to do is make just a good, intimate action flick. Like, I don't even know. Like it should be like a cross between the exploration that you would find in the Indiana Jones or 007, a real adventure, something like that, and obviously Alien and like basically like John Wick, The Raid, just action, 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 while also having, I don't know, like you could have Samus actually be a reflecting character talking to her head. I mean, it's isolation. She's gonna be by herself. Yeah, you're gonna talk to yourself. You're gonna have thoughts. So yeah, that got to be a part of it. But I would love a movie like that. You know what I mean? Like 100%. Like one of the dreams right now, man, is for the John Wick team to actually make an actual Doom movie. Because I think they would do it justice. Oh yeah, I talked about that earlier. About the short earlier at the beginning of the podcast. That was like the first thing I spoke on. But yeah, I think the future for Nintendo in movies is gonna be a lot better than what people think. I mean, look, for crying out loud, they already got a Zelda movie being made as we speak. Like, I'm not saying the cameras are rolling already. I don't know if cameras are rolling, but I know scripts are done. I know people are being casted. I know sets are being made. I know they're gonna start shooting the next year, and I know it got a release date of 2027. So the likely scenario is they can get some good footage enough to get something there as a teaser, whether it's just Link pulling the sword out of goddamn, you know, thing like Ocarina of Time. Because if it looks like Ocarina of Time and the music is hitting and he's pulling out the sword, we know what that means. The audience who don't know what that is, but oh, that looks intriguing, that looks good. Oh, that reminds me of something like fantasy that I would want to watch. Yeah, cool. But we know what that means. Like, we know, oh, guess they gonna cast another actor because he's gonna get older. And it's like, yo, two actors as Link. I said, imagine if we get another casting. Like, that's when you know it's Ocarina of Time. I said this when we got the casting before, but just to say it again, like, dude, there's a possibility that there's still another Link and another Zelda going to be cast, and that announcement is going to come with Ganondorf, and people going to flip because that's when we gonna get the real name. They gave us this bullshit logo. Also, I was like, what is this logo in this weird font? And I was like, no, they're gonna use the original Zelda style logo for the movie. It's too iconic not to use it. And I said they just waiting for that moment when they reveal the name. And I think the name, if it's Ocarina of Time, yeah, it's gonna come with the announcement of the three other actors, because these two are giant parts of the movie, but the other two, and Ganon being the third, Ganondorf, yeah, are gonna be massive parts of the movie too. So it's just gonna be wild to see what happens. It's something I think about all the time. Like, this other movie is happening. I know people forget until it pops up again, or people just don't care because they don't believe it's gonna be good. But yeah, I don't live my life like that, thinking, oh yeah, everything's gonna be the worst way, the negative way, the nah, hell no. Why do that? What's the point? I'd rather think it's gonna all be great, all be positive. You know? Why not? Man, I don't know if you heard that, but that's basically my cue, damn near, to wrap this thing up. Oh, we had an hour and 40, man. This has been awesome, man, talking about this stuff. Cause honestly, like it's so fun to talk about the potential for a Metroid movie, for a Zelda movie, for even the Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem shows. Cause I talked about, I had a whole thing about the future of Nintendo Pictures, a whole segment about this. So people have been listening on Patreon for years. They know how I feel about a lot of this stuff, and they know exactly what I think should be a animation, what I think should be a actual live action movie and stuff like that. But yeah, Splatoon is gonna be, I think, the next animated movie because it's so massive in Japan. You know what I'm saying? It just makes sense. Like you're gonna do Mario, the next thing you do is Splatoon. It just makes sense. And I know, like you said, Pikmin. A lot of people think, oh, Pikmin will be the next movie because Miyamoto's fondness for it. But Miyamoto also isn't dumb. You know what I'm saying? People, I don't know why they underestimate Miyamoto, but he did a hell of a job with this movie, Mario. He produced that, and I don't even think it's only a Miyamoto decision. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a full Nintendo decision. And some of the producers of Splatoon, Animal Crossing, the producers of that, they could be the producer of the movie for that one, and Miyamoto be producing the Zelda movie, and maybe the next movie after that he produces is the Donkey Kong movie. Because I mean, who else to produce a Donkey Kong movie? I still think we getting that too. It's just you're not gonna not do Mario too. You got to follow up on the $1 billion movie, and then eventually you'll get to the spin-off stuff. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Donkey Kong is running around Galaxy with Mario. Like why not? A lot of people didn't think Donkey Kong would be in the movie. That was something also that I wanted to happen. I hope Donkey Kong's in the movie because it's like Mario, Donkey Kong. It's only right, man. It's only right. Bowser. Bowser's music in this game is so damn hard. It's crazy. Like, and that's why it's like I don't need you in Galaxy the movie to, oh yeah, let's make an orchestra theme for the end of the movie. I'm like, you're not gonna make nothing better than hum 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 hum. Like that shit is better than everything. Literally better than everything. Like everything. You get the vibes of that in that of like a grand galactic Star Wars battle mixed with like Mordor. Like it's literally the best. It's Star Wars, iconic. Lord of the Rings, iconic. It's like this. It's just the best. And then throw it in there with the Mario, which is the icon of icons. Like, come on, man. Come on. It's so good. It's so good. Like I need that music at the end. But Bowser, that's the thing. All his themes are fire, and they use his theme in the first movie, right? But then it's like we also got the should I do it? Should I do it? From 3D World. That's insane. That's insane. Be like he got so much music. Like Nintendo has so much material that they don't really need to pull too many real life songs. I just want one Queen song. That's all I'm asking for. And they don't even need to be put in the movie. It could just be for the trailer, but then the trailer got to be epic. That got to be for like the final trailer. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Speaking of trailers, man, this October, I don't know, like Pokemon just had and this is the last thing I'll talk about. Pokemon just had their overview trailer, right? And not Pokemon, I'm talking about Metroid. Let's just be clear. Like Pokemon just had their overview trailer, right? And it was like, yo, Kirby A-Rod has got a second direct announced. You telling me Pokemon is not gonna have like a Pokemon Present? They just wrapped it up all up in this overview trailer? Oh shit! Oh shit! If they don't feel like Pokemon needs a full direct, then what are the chances of Metroid getting one? Maybe we just gonna get an overview trailer later this month and some trailers and ads leading up to December, and that's it. I mean, I don't mind. It depends on how good that overview trailer is. You know what I'm saying? Like how robust it is. Because the truth is, I don't really want too much. I do want a good look at the game. Like, ooh, that's amazing. Like that feels like, damn, like I'm seeing some stuff now. Because everything just feels like it's like look away. Look away. Look. And it's like, all right, Nintendo, damn it, let me get a chunk. Just stop. Stop making me look away. Let me just feel. the game. And the closest thing we got is the treehouse footage. But then it's like, yeah, that's not the game. That's not the game. You telling me that prologue, that's the game? That's not the game, bro. You don't even got your ability, psych ability. What the game is actually gonna be is Viola, is all the stuff. Yeah, I want to get a piece of that, just to feel the vibes of it all, and I'll be happy. Like I don't really need too much more. And I know some people is like, oh, it needs to be the greatest trailer of all time. I do want a way better epic trailer, like one final, trailer. It might be the launch trailer, But when we're talking about the look at the game, the potential direct or just overview trailer, yeah, I just want a nice, 5 minute chunk of the game, give some details, show the Metroidness of it all, calm some of these people's fears. I don't think they warranted, but they have them. So it's like, yeah, you gotta calm some of that down, and that'll be, the best case scenario for me. But yeah, it's October, so it's gonna happen sooner rather than later. Because always remember, Nintendo probably looks at it like, yeah, Koei Tecmo, it's your job to kind of, not 100%, but kind of start promoting, Zelda. Like we gonna do our thing. We've done our thing with our directs, but now it's your turn to start promoting Age of Imprisonment, and we gonna start focusing on a Game Freak and Pokemon Company. They got Pokemon, and then we gonna starting with Metroid now. Like I roll out for that, like hyping that up because this has potential to sell good. You know what I'm saying? Like I hope that they have faith. You said if Game Freak could, they would run away from making more Pokemon games. I don't know. I just wish Pokemon Company and Nintendo would because they let a lot of other developers work on Pokemon games. You can't say they don't. There's mad Pokemon games. We got the new what is it? What's the name of it? Legends? Whatever the Coliseum like successor. That one's coming out. There's a bunch of different Pokemon games out there, right? Mobile ones and all that, like different, literally different, even hardware and things like that. But I would love them to let a developer get a swing at something that's not spin-off mini game thing, but like a full-blown. I honestly don't even care if it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna remake the original. We're gonna remake just one of them, like yellow, blue, whatever. Like this game is a remake of Gen 1. It's what was it was red, blue, and yellow, right? Gen 1. Really? So it's like, yeah, it's those three games as one remade and this new thing, and it could be whatever it's gonna be, but it's this new thing, and it's pretty, and it looks like the budget Pokemon deserves and warrants with the amount of money it makes. Yeah, like I would love that to actually happen. And it felt like Arceus was kind of supposed to be something like that. It was like this is supposed to be like a bigger thing than the mainline series, but the problem was that the bank wasn't open big enough, or I don't know, like it was just you know, you know. You look at all the other Nintendo first party games. Look at this game. This is a Wii game in HD, not even in 4K. Right? It's not at that high resolution. It's just 1080p high resolution. And this game, honestly, it looks pretty damn good. Some might even say it looks better than the desert area in Metroid Prime 4. Ooh. but no, it looks fantastic, right? It obviously, it's like, yeah, Odyssey, you could see, oh yeah, Odyssey looks better graphically, but how far away from Odyssey it looks like? Does it look that far? Like when you pinpoint textures and things like that, sure. But like this in playing it in practice, nah. It's like, yo, it's good, and it's HD now. So now it's like perfect. Like it's just perfect. It's the masterpiece is now a visual masterpiece too, because I love seeing this Wii era, Nintendo graphic style in this high resolution. Wind Waker, oh my god, Wind Waker HD, even Twilight Princess, man. The last time I played Twilight Princess, when I played it when HD came out on Wii U, man, I was just like this what you were supposed to see, the details and everything, like the gold and red suit and all like that. That's the way it was supposed to look. All the little lines and everything like just wasn't just blurry textures. It was beautiful. You prefer turn based. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine if somebody did a turn based game, which most people want. People like what's happening with Octopath Travel. I'm like, why not do that for those old Pokemon games? And I don't get why Nintendo don't do it. It's like you can milk it. You could literally make blue, red, and yellow and drop them all at the same time. Three different games. And you know you're gonna have the diehard Pokemon fans, but yo, I'm gonna get all of them. Like, and it's something you could do. Like, and even digitally, you could be nice and give a discount. Be like, yo, if you buy it digitally, it's $20 off of getting all three. You know what I'm saying? Like, for some people, I don't know why they would want to do that, but maybe it's that thing where, oh no, I can't get this Pokemon unless I got that one. But nowadays, you got ways to trade Pokemon. Hopefully, you don't need to get all of them in order to experience a full experience. But you can just get what I'm trying to say. Is like you can make a Pokemon game that looks like Octopath Traveler. Like you seeing all these games come back, whether it's a Shinobi, whether it's a even like a Metroid Dread. That's a callback to classic Metroid. It's like you could do that for Pokemon and still make it new and modern. And people would love those even more than they love these current mainline, and I use giant air quotes when I say big Pokemon games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think those would be considered the big Pokemon games. Those would be the ones that get all the hype, and those would be the ones that get all the sales. And anybody thinks, oh, they won't because they would look primitive compared to the. I'm like, what looks? We can't even talk about looks. And and then the other aspect is, uh, it's 2D games still put up big numbers. The best selling Metroid game is a 2D game. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with 3D Mario versus 2D Mario. Like you see what those games do. Those games put up numbers. Like Wonders put a number. What are the New Super Mario Brothers? You put up crazy numbers over what almost 20 million already on Switch One. So yeah, like the 2D games could do well. So I think Pokemon will do incredibly well if they did it like a reimagining of those old games. I think that'll be awesome. But yeah, man, I'm about to end this podcast now. I want to thank each and every one of y'all, man, for the support for all these years. 500 podcasts. Today marks, I didn't even say it at the beginning, but 9 years of Patreon. 9 years, which is wild. And yeah, it's crazy. Like I said at the beginning, from all of this started with Wii. Right at the end, Wii U wasn't even out yet when I started doing this. What, 15, 15? Yeah, 15 years ago. Shit. No, 14. Next year would be 15. But anyway, yo, like, yeah, it's just started in the Wii generation now all the way up to Switch 2. And still don't got a Switch 2. I'm working on it. Yeah, I'm working on it. But yeah, I'm literally at a loss for words because it's just crazy. 500. I honestly didn't think I would get to 500. And I know for many of y'all who listen to it for a long time, and y'all have heard my different takes and plights. It took me a long time to get to this point of Zen. Put it like that. But I think a lot of y'all been through the journey of me getting to this point. And it's like there was times where I didn't think I was gonna even get to 400 podcasts or 300. And here I am now at 500 and 9 years of Patreon, which is wild. And so many of y'all supported my Patreon since day one. And I got to give a special shout out actually to the biggest Patreon supporter of all time. Shout out to everybody who's Patreon supporters. I mean, I don't even want to start saying names there because if I don't get everybody, then I'm going to be upset. But I'm going to give a shout out specifically to Jack Jam Jim because literally you might have been my first patron and never stopped being a patron. And because of that, you've been the biggest supporter of the actual patron. So yeah, man, shout out to you, yo. Like for real, I appreciate it because I've had so many spicy takes. I've had takes that would ruffles people's feathers, but then come to fruition years later. But those peoples will never circle back and be like, "Yo, Red, you was right about this, about that, about this." I see all the hate now and all the crap people saying about Nintendo, and I know there's people probably wondering like, "Yo, where's his content at going in and saying this and that?" I'm just listen. I'm out of gas, y'all, when it comes to that. I play video games. I talk about video games, and I talk about things that I enjoy and I like. Wasting time talking about negative stuff, I'm not doing it. Like the rest of the industry gets off on that. Like I don't even pay it mind. Like I play what I play. I play my Nintendo. I play my PC. I was just playing goddamn the demo to Marvel. You know the cosmic the beat 'em up. They got a demo up there on Steam on my PC. I play my Xbox. You know, always playing games on that. So it's like, yeah, I'm just playing video games, enjoying being a gamer, not being a miserable gamer, mad at everything in gaming. Like, and there's things to be mad about. Don't get it twisted. But the thing is, a lot of this stuff I already spoke on. Before I ever even came to pass, I talked about it. The raised prices, the accepting it on this side, thinking it ain't gonna affect you on that side. All of it. So it's like, yeah, we all, I say we, even though I literally have, because of these 500 episodes, proof that I wasn't on that side of history, but I'm gonna still use the word we because I'm a gamer. And I'm gonna say, you know what, collectively, a bunch of dumbasses, and a lot of it was us. And don't get it twisted. The companies are tripping, trash in a lot of ways, and I love, like I said, video games, but a lot of it was us being dumbasses in video games and being fanboys of something and accepting it on this side, and then it snowballs on this side, and then you want to now be performative and be mad on that side, and yeah, it's a lot of that going on right now. So I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I really like try to just be positive. I could sit here and come on here and be like, wait, but I thought y'all was saying that it wasn't sustainable. Now y'all mad because it's added more value and now it costs more. Now it actually adjusted for the price it's supposed to cost. What are we talking? Like I could do a whole debate about what's going on right now. They already confirmed hardware. Da, da, da. Like I'm not. It's pointless. Who's gonna listen to it and who is it gonna actually affect to change anything? People make up their mind and they make up their mind and they stick with it. It is what it is. You can't tell nobody, yo, PlayStation 5. That's a piece of shit. It ain't got no games. Like this is a generation. You call and y'all talking about PlayStation 6. Where's the PlayStation 5 games? You can't have that debate because then they're gonna say, "Oh no, you're wrong," and da da da. It's like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? And so it's like, yeah, I just play video games, bro, and I talk about the cool stuff in gaming. And it's saying like crazy, truly, like, oh my god, it's the most egregious thing in the world. Yeah, I'll probably talk about that. But right now, I mean, I don't really see nothing like that. I just see the same old, same old. People who claim to not like something, crying about something the most. It's like, damn, but I thought y'all didn't use this. I thought y'all didn't like this. I thought y'all was saying they were that. They was gone. It's just too much performative fake stuff going on because the numbers don't lie. It's like, oh, they bad, they suck, they this, they that. Then I look at your best selling games of the year, and it's like it's all their games. Like it's like I could sit here and do this, but again, I realize that shit don't get views. That shit don't get conversation going. Nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah. So I just talk about video games in the most positive way possible. Positive. Like I had people because I talk about Metroid, which if go on this channel from the beginning to now, I've always talked about Metroid because literally I came onto YouTube talking about Metroid Prime 4. Literally, it's the reason why I started making videos. So people are like, oh, you're just shilling for Nintendo and da da da. You're just so good with their practices and da, da, da. I'm like, I haven't said shit about Nintendo and their prices. You know what I mean? I ain't saying nothing. It's like, oh, you this and that. Like, I'm playing this game right now you're seeing on the Nintendo Switch 1, right? Just say I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2. If I did, you would have saw me already stream all of Bonanza and play a ton of Mario Kart World and all that. Instead of sitting there just crying about all this stuff. People, I'm seeing all the videos now from so many Nintendo guys. Oh, I'm having buyer's remorse. I'm doing this, doing that, doing that, and it's like, I'm just here. I'm minding my business, playing video games. You know what I'm saying? Oh, somebody probably come into this. You're part of the problem. You went and you bought this thing for $70. I didn't even buy this game, but if I did, if I chose to, I'm not part of the problem. The problem, the parts that led to us getting to what you consider a problem now. Oh man, that happened long ago, and it all happened last generation, and it was even before the $70 Sky Sword, Tears of the Kingdom. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's a lot of conversations to be had with that, but I just don't want to. It's pointless. you know. But I'm gonna, keep making these Metroid videos, keep making the content that y'all have been responding to, which it's been the Metroid video, which is cool because that's what originally I always wanted to be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's cool that finally it's like this channel is getting found for that content. And yeah, this week expect Metroid videos, and Galaxy 2 stream, because in this I'm not actually playing this live. I played this what 2 days ago, and yeah, I just had it here for background. But I'm gonna actually, live stream Galaxy 2, which I haven't played in forever, and that should be fun. So look out for that. And that's pretty much it, man. I look, I'm thankful for everybody who ever gave me a chance, whether you rock with me still or you stopped and was like, yeah, I don't like you based off your opinions, or you're not mad at Metroid, you should hate Viola, you should be. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna look at it, and I've been waiting for this game forever, and I'm gonna think and come up with theories of, oh, maybe this the way it's gonna be, this the way it's gonna play, that's the way it's gonna play. I'd rather do that than just sit there and be like, oh my god, Metroid's trash, I'm not gonna buy it, and da. Like, what? Only reason I even want a Nintendo Switch 2 is for a Nintendo Switch 1 game that I could play literally on the console I got right now, but I want to play it in the best quality ever. Out of every game is that one. Now, don't get it twisted. I want Mario Kart World and I want a Bonanza, but and I want to play all my other games, in higher quality too at some point. But it's like, yo, that's the one for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the game, and I'm not gonna sit here and be negative just because, oh, well, everybody else is being negative, so you not being negative is weird. It makes you look like a shill. No, I just have my own opinion and my own thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna share them on my own platform. You don't like it, if you want to hear somebody hating on something, there's so many channels doing that already. There's 100 channels talking about, being mad about Nintendo price and whatever. And I'm gonna just say, listen, speak with your wallet. If something make you mad, don't buy it. Oh, but I got to. You don't have to. If it makes you that mad, don't do it. Anything that's making you that mad in life, I would say remove it from your life and be happier. It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not me saying, yo, don't go out and buy a Nintendo game. I'm saying, if you're going to be complaining, don't buy it. Oh, that subscription is too much. All right, got it. Then don't subscribe to it. If you don't, oh, I don't play Fortnite, so I don't care about the $20 value that the Fortnite crew gives me. Well, that most people, if you look at the sales of Xbox and PlayStation, play Fortnite. That's the number one game every year, every month. You know what I mean? So it's gonna mean something to a lot of people when they don't got to spend that money to get that the $14 for the crew, and then the V-Bucks that come in there, which is basically $8 worth, $9 worth. It's like, yeah, they're gonna be happy to get it right in the same subscription that they could play all this other crap. But some people not gonna see that. They just want you to go online and be mad and be crying and be screaming, and not just see it for what it is. Can I just look at this thing and just judge it without it being the end of the world? It's the end. Like, it's like, I don't like all that performative anger, and it's people who be like, yeah, I don't like this thing, but then it's like they got 50 videos about this thing. Like, if I don't like something, I don't really pour energy into it and spend time with it like that. Like, I move on and get and pay mind to the things that I do like. But now on the internet, people just always like to focus on the negative. And I'm kind of doing that right now, and in this podcast speaking on that. But I don't. I'm just gonna say this. Listen, to everybody who loved the content from the past to the present, who rocked with me, who didn't rock with me, who ended up one day maybe getting blocked by me, whatever. I appreciate, I appreciate you for at some point, touching my life through this content creation, journey that I've been on for all these years. I appreciate it, you know what I mean? And thank y'all for real, for making me feel like my opinion, my thoughts, my takes had some kind of value. That meant a lot, you know what I'm saying? A whole lot. And yeah, man, like man, yeah, I think in saying that's enough. You know who you are. I'm sending my thanks to anybody. If we was cool, not cool, whatever, man, shout out to y'all. That's it. I'm gonna end it with that. And thanks to Nesta Powers for coming through and dropping so many comments. I appreciate it. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see y'all for the next 500, basically. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Yo, thank y'all. That's it. Thank y'all, man. Peace.